Hey, first graders, are you ready to go back to addition and review some of the things that we were doing earlier this year? And also to then build upon those things and learn some new strategies to help you to add even greater numbers. So we are going to be looking at numbers that are bigger than what we've seen earlier, as well as learning strategies to find those sums. And we are going to still stay within 20 at this point. We're going to get even bigger a little bit later, but right now we're staying within 20. Okay, so let's look at our addition strategies. So this is in your math folder. This is what we're going to be looking at today. Now remember, we'll only do the first couple of pages. The rest of that will be some different games and vocabulary cards and activities that you can look at with your family. And then we will also move on to the first lesson of today. Okay, so let's look at this together. You are going to want to have a pencil and a crayon so that this first page we can double check that our thinking is correct. These are things that we did earlier this year, so this is still nothing new, but we're going to just build upon these ideas as we move forward in this chapter. Okay, so with your pencil, number one, I want you to use cubes and draw them to show 2 plus 3. And then in that handwriting section, you can write the sum. Okay, so use cubes, draw the cubes, and write how many in all for 2 plus 3. And remember, anytime you need extra time, you can just pause the video to finish your work. We're going to go on. Number 2, use the pictures that are here and write the addition sentence. Okay, so we have some funny little ladybugs here of different colors. Looking at the picture, how would you write a number sentence, an addition number sentence? So make sure our mind is back in addition mode and not subtraction. An addition number sentence for the picture we see on number 2. And write that down in the spots below. Okay, number 3, same thing. We have a new picture. Write the addition sentence, which goes along with this picture. Okay, and then in number 4 and 5, we want to show that we remember we can add in any order. And this will be what we are visiting today in lesson 3.1 as well. So add in any order. On 4, we have 1 plus 4. How would you show that on the cubes? If you want to use blue and red, you may do that, or you can just use your pencil, and that's fine as well. And then number 5, if we flip that and do 4 plus 1 instead, what would that look like? And on both of these, show the sum. Write the sum. Okay, if you have those done, we're going to go ahead and check our work. I'm going to switch to a green, I think. So number 1, we needed to show the cubes, draw the cubes. So we had 2. We should have a group of 2 plus 3. 1, 2, 3. All together, I see 5. Okay, so if that's what you had, or if you had something similar, maybe you had your cubes connected, that's fine, as long as we can still see that one is a group of 2 and the other is a group of 3. So if they're connected, maybe you have one of them colored in. Okay, but either way, we need to separately see 2 and 3, and together that it's 5. Okay, number 2, my first group I see is a group of 2. I'm doing addition, so I'm going to put a plus. My second group is 4 equals, altogether I have a group of 6. If that's what you have, give yourself a star, otherwise fix it with your crayon and give yourself a stare. Okay, number 3, I have 3 butterflies first, plus 1 more, My total is 4. Okay, if that's what you did, go ahead and give yourself a star. Otherwise, fix it with a stare. Okay, number 4, we are looking at a group of 1 plus 4. So I am going to go ahead and do this with the colors. So I'm going to say that I'm starting with 1 red and I'm adding 4 blues. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so together that sum would be 5. Okay, if I flip that over, then I would start with a group of 4. So if I'm imagining that this stick that I've created of blocks just is flipping over itself, then that means my 4 is still blue. It's just coming first. A group of 4, a group of 1. Still, the sum remains 5. Okay, so if that's what you were able to do, then you can give yourself a star both on 4 and 5. If you forgot to color, you don't get the star, okay? We have to follow all the directions to earn the star. So if you needed to fix something or you needed to fix the coloring even, then you need to put a star on those and fix it now, okay? Okay, we're going to come over to the second page and look at our vocabulary. Remember, the review words are up here in the box. You do not need to circle it. I'm just reminding you where to find them. So those are the words we're using on this page to help us follow along and fill in the blanks. So here it says that we have an addition sentence again. Remember, if I'm drawing arrows to point to things, that's for you to focus on. You don't need to draw them. Okay, so here it's saying we have an addition sentence, which is 7 plus 2 equals 9. Do you remember which part of that addition sentence are the addends? Okay, what numbers are the addends? I'll give you that clue that its addends are done with numbers. And which number is the sum? Okay, let's check it and see if you got the right numbers. Okay, so if you did this correctly and earned a star, you can put 7 and 2 are the addends. If you have them in the other order, if you have 2 and 7, that's fine because the addends are still addends no matter what order they're in, right? So 7 and 2 are the addends. The addends are the parts that we're putting together, and the sum is what they balance with. In this case, it's 9. Okay, so addends 7 and 2, we put them together to find the sum of 9. Okay, and then we come down, let's use that vocabulary so we can see addends was here, sum was here. Okay, so we are using those words and making sure we have an understanding for what they mean. Okay, I'm coming down number 1. It says 4 and 3 in 4 plus 3 are equals 7 are what? Okay, 4 and 3 in that number sentence. What do we call those pieces that get put together? They are the addends. Okay, were you right? Is that what you were thinking? Go ahead and write it down. Okay, on number 2, what would we call this? What would we call 4 plus 3 equals 7? We could call it an addition problem, or we could call it an addition sentence. Okay, so that's up here, addition sentence. You can see how to spell it. Addends was here, we looked at it before. Oh, that's kind of a messy eye. Okay, addition sentence. Then number 3, we have 4 cubes and 3 cubes are put together to blank the groups. What are we doing if we're putting them together? We are going to add the groups. Add. Okay, and that was our first word up here in the review section. Okay, so that completes this quick review to get us going into the new chapter. Let's go back to our pages here. Okay, so we got through those. And then here is a game. Remember, it tells you ideas of what tools to use, but if you have other things that would work, you may choose to use those. It's really cool. You can use a pencil and a paper clip, as it says here, to make a spinner. Okay, you just put the paper clip on the point of the pencil and flick it around. Okay. Here it is. We are reviewing these vocabulary words. We have the add, addend, addition sentence. Those we all saw last time we were doing addition in chapter 1, but we have new ones as well. Count on, doubles, doubles minus 1, doubles plus 1, and make it 10 are all new here. Okay, so there's some examples of how those are used on the back of them. And we have another game. And here we are to today's math. Okay, so here in lesson 3.1, we are just going to review the fact that we can add in any order. Okay, so you are not doing these on the paper. You're going to do these in Go Math Online. But it just wants to review that if we can add 3 plus 7 to make a 10, then we can also add 7 plus 3 to make a 10. Okay, you can add in any order. So just remember that skill and that we had used earlier this year as you're doing your math today, and be ready to build on the knowledge and develop new skills as we move forward. Good luck and happy